The first thing I want to talk about is what's going on with Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons was let's just take a look. So Ben Simmons was in the lab, and I mean, for some reason every offseason Ben Simmons all of a sudden like starts taking threes. So here he is, it's on the outside in jump shots, and you know, he's looking, you know, moderately sharp in an off-season video where he's not even really trying and nobody around him is really running. There you go. Ben Simmons hit 1 3-pointer in an off-season video, swish, and everybody is talking about Ben Simmons. And the big notion again is that, hey, Ben Simmons is going to finally develop his jump shot. Finally, he's been working on it. He knows the thing is to work on, so that's what he's gonna get. Well, every single summer we get this video. We get this video of Ben Simmons shooting. You know, it's like commercials. When you do a commercial with a kid's toy, I swear they play with the toy for like 5 hours, and you compile the best like 15 seconds of the toy into a video. That's why, you know, there's so much, you know, BS as it comes to selling stuff like that. So in this situation, I think it's similar to that. Ben Simmons probably with chucking and not hitting many, and they just found the one. I mean, they only showed one, and I don't know why everybody's talking about it. Every single year we get this from Ben Simmons, and every single year he comes into the season, we think, hey, maybe he's gonna start shooting, and he doesn't. So I don't see why I don't see any reason for it to be a difference. Clint Capella said it best: everybody can shoot in July. Their coaches, you can chill. So I don't really understand. A broken clock is right twice a day. Yeah, I don't really understand why people are freaking out over it. We get this every single year, right? We get this every single year. So here's, yeah, Ben Simmons offseason workout videos, and then you get to an actual game. Ben Simmons can't shoot, and there's no indication that he's ever going to be able to shoot. Basically, he's just gonna have to surprise me one day. Hey, Ben Simmons can shoot. But at this present moment, there's just nothing really showcasing that. Where's the free throws video? That's what I want. And I mentioned last year, actually this was on the highlight channel. Sorry, I've been busy. I'm working on getting stuff for the highlight channel. Anyways, Ben Simmons, if Ben Simmons could shoot free throws at like a Giannis level, you know, like average, a little under average, like 66 to 70%. If Ben Simmons could shoot free throws at a respectable percentage, he would go from what he was last season, which is about 14 points per game. He would go from last season 14 points per game. I think he'd be near 20 points per game if he can shoot free throws. Number one, the reason is he averages 5 free throw attempts per game. I think if he knew he had the free throws, he would be more aggressive and he'd make more of these. So let's say you know, he goes from 60%. If he's averaging 70%, you know, let's say he takes 6 attempts per game. Let's say he's hitting, you know, almost 5 a game. That's an extra point. Plus, that allows him to be more aggressive, and even more, you can no longer just go foul him, because, you know, right now, especially in the playoffs, if Ben Simmons got anywhere near the rim, whack. Go hit your free throws. And in the playoffs, I mean, the free throws just get even worse. Playoffs, it got even worse. His free throw percentage in this year's rendition of the playoffs was 34%. 34. He took 6 attempts per game because he kept getting hacked. Only hit 2.1. Oh my god. 34%. How can, listen, I know it's always like, hey, if you're a professional basketball player, like, how do you miss a free shot from that close? That's what people kind of say, right? How do you miss a shot from that close if you're a professional? And, you know, I don't like that, because obviously it's like taking a penalty in soccer. It's a lot harder than it looks. But I mean, if you are a professional basketball player making like over $30 million, you know what? You gotta be hitting at least 50%. Like, you can't be worse than Shaq. You're worse than Shaq. Come on, man. You think he'd average 17 to 18? I mean, yeah, he would average a lot more. He'd average a lot more points. Number one, he'd just get more free points at the line. And number two, he wouldn't be fouled as much, so he'd get more easy layups, and those would be extra points for himself. So it's pretty crazy how he makes as much money as he does. It seems like any sort of noise about Ben Simmons going on the move is kind of quieted down. I believe that Philly is content to keep him unless Damian Lillard becomes available, and I just don't really see a need for Damian Lillard. I don't really see a need for Damian Lillard Portland to trade Damian Lillard, or for Damian Lillard to want to go to, really force a trade right now. So funny, he makes a 3-point shooting video when he never shot one in the playoff, but he missed like 53. So exactly, get to the stripe. We don't need the jump shot, right? We need the free throws, right? We need the free throws. Can you give us the free throws? That's what we're talking about. Lillard to the Sixers would be something he wants. Embiid and Dame would be dynamic duo. The Blazers wouldn't want to do it. Yeah, I mean, if I'm the Blazers, you know what? I heard an interesting take. I forget where I heard it. Maybe I heard it on the Low Post podcast with Zach Lowe. I think it would be sort of interesting because the Blazers for the last, the better part of a decade have had this huge focus on offense. They never really had the really good defender. They added Robert Covington, but I feel like he had a little bit of regression last season, and he can't do it on his own. But I feel like Ben Simmons does kind of on his own make your defense a whole lot better. So what if the Portland Trailblazers did put a little bit more of a focus onto defense, and you play Ben Simmons with CJ McCollum? The problem would be, can CJ McCollum be your top scorer, the guy who gets your most points? And it's possible. I mean, CJ can average above 20 points per game, so it'd be interesting. If you're the Blazers, though, the problem is the insane valuation that Daryl Morey has for Ben Simmons. So it'd be very difficult as the Blazers to get anything out of Daryl Morey there. A good trade, because I feel like Damian Lillard should be worth Ben Simmons. I'd say you gotta get a young player. I mean, I'd be looking at maybe somebody like Matisse Thybulle, maybe looking at Shake Milton. Ben Simmons is one of those guys, and maybe a first. Damian Lillard's a superstar, and that's a franchise changer, and if you want him, you got to pay up. But I seriously doubt the 76ers have any interest in making a trade like that. Also, it's a rarity to have somebody like Dame Majelli wants to play in Portland. Exactly. Portland, they're a market like the Raptors. When you have a star who wants to stay, it's very difficult to trade them. Just look at the backlash that we got for trading DeRozan, even though it paid out in the end. Fans weren't happy. Fans were not happy. And Damian Lillard is on just another tier, completely other tier, absolute superstar tier compared to DeMar DeRozan. So Portland, they know Damian Lillard fills the seats. They know Damian Lillard gets them into the playoffs every year. Be very difficult to part with that. The only way the Portland Trailblazers will trade Damian Lillard is if he asks to get traded. And at this point, Damian Lillard is very active on Twitter in saying that he has no interest in getting traded. So I can't really see anything coming to anything kind of growing out of that situation. So interesting, but I can't see Damian Lillard going anywhere there. Dame added to the current series roster to make them on par with the Nets and Lakers. I kind of agree, except the defense will be a problem because there's not a lot of great defenders in the Sixers other than Embiid and Simmons. Obviously, there's Thybulle, but in the starting lineup, and if you insert, wait, where's Danny Green? Is Danny Green still there? I believe he is. I mean, Danny Green off defense. I guess it wouldn't be as bad as I think it would be. Yeah, okay. I can see it working. Yeah, I would say Sixers with Damian Lillard, that's a contender. That's up there with the Nets. I agree. That puts them above the Bucks to me. Having Dame to run, maybe pick and roll situations with Embiid, both of them able to spread the floor. Oh my goodness, that would be absolutely sensational. They can get a good deal for that. Yeah, problem is Sixers would have to dismantle the roster scheme. I don't think they have to dismantle it. I think Ben Simmons, good young player and a first round pick, maybe a little bit of extra stuff on the side there, like a second or something else. I think that's enough to get it done. I feel like that's enough to get it done. I mean, Ben Simmons, DPOY candidate. He's an all-star. I don't think he should be an all-star, but at the very least, he's a fringe all-star in my opinion. I mean, he is an all-star. I mean, his talent to me is like fringe all-star talent. But again, Portland have no reason to trade him unless Damian Lillard says, "Hey man, trade me. I don't want to be here." That's kind of how it works.